Sometimes we have to make a conscious choice in our lives. The heroine of our story decided to take a risk without knowing how it might end. Despite the fact that people around were very skeptical about her choice, the result was simply stunning. What is better, to remain a human being or to save your job? The choice of a person depends not only on his or her good manners and human traits, but also on the exact situation. The modest provincial girl named Maria had just recently started to work in a small cafe as a waitress when one day a man whose appearance clearly indicated his inability to pay entered the cafe. Employees of the cafe were always perfectly able to determine how much money a client can pay, so in this case, none of them even bothered to serve him. An unwritten rule of the cafe says that if any waiter served a visitor and he could not pay for lunch, then the waiter has to pay the cost himself. This rule was also mentioned once again by the manager in the morning. Despite a rather small salary, Maria nevertheless decided to help the homeless person, so she went to his table, introduced herself, and offered him to order something from the menu. The man ordered several dishes at once. The cafe staff looked at Mary in surprise, who was serving a visitor who was clearly unable to pay. After the customer finished the meal, he paid for lunch and left $100 as a tip. In addition to the money, Maria also found a small note, the contents of which surprised the waitress even more. The following words were in the note. "Dear Mary, I am very proud that you are a very responsible, compassionate, and kind person. You have found the secret of happiness. Your good deeds will serve as an example for others who are acquainted with you." At the end of the note was the signature of the cafe owner. It turned out that he pretended to be a homeless person. He changed his clothes and looked completely different, so it was impossible to recognize him. The surprise of Mary, as well as the entire cafe staff, had no bounds. Fortunately, there are still people among us who don't pay attention to other people's income level, appearance, and so on. Such qualities, according to the owner of the cafe, are very important for ordinary waiters who communicate with customers. This rather simple case ended with the encouragement of Mary, who received not only good tips, but was also promoted to the position of the cafe manager. Undoubtedly, her example inspired other employees to value each client without making distinctions in his or her level and status. That's all for today. Share this kind story with friends and relatives, as well as write your opinion in the comments below. See you later!